Alright, this is John Colo with GrowingYourGreens.com, and today we're going to plant out the fava bean bed. So you saw the other video the other day of us pulling out, or I was pulling out all the fava beans, and then basically we left the root masses in the soil. And next we're going to plant this bed out. We've basically weeded it, took out everything that was growing in here. There's a couple random tomato starts that were growing, so we pulled those out, put those in pots. We're going to plant those. Those are the mystery tomatoes. So we had a lot of good varieties in here last year. So this has been a total crop rotation. The first bed that we had in here was basically tomatoes with some parsley. Then we did the fava beans, and now we're doing the peppers. And so we, let's see, the soil had sunk down. You can kind of see the level over here. It's had sunk down a little bit, probably about an inch or two. And what we did was we re-enriched this soil with, about, I don't know, 3/4, no, probably about half a bag, a little bit less than half a bag of rock dust through the whole bed, as well as 1 cubic foot of worm castings, and then we just topped it off with more organic compost on top to bring it up to level. And now we're going to plant this bed out. So what we're going to do is we're going to plant peppers, and this recommended square foot gardening spacing for peppers are about 12 inches. So we basically spaced everything out 12 inches. So we're going to basically, this bed is 4 feet wide by 10 feet long. So we're going to plant one plant every 12 inches. That's going to basically give us, 10 plants in one row, and then we're going to do a middle row, and we're going to offset. So instead of the plants being right across from each other, they're going to be offset. So we'll have 2 offset rows and then 3 rows of 10. So we're going to have 48 plants total. So I'm really excited. We're going to show you the plants in just 1 second. We have over 20 varieties of pepper plants. So just like Noah's Ark, they took 2 of each animal. We're planting 2 of each pepper. And 1 plant is going to be on one side and 1 plant's going to be on the other side. And now why is this? Well, I like doing experiments, and we're going to put the money where the mouth is on that guy's Gorilla Grow, and also the mycorrhiza. The mycorrhiza is definitely, probably a proven nutrient that's basically another fungi that, helps the symbiotic relationship with the roots so the plant will absorb more nutrients and be healthier. So half this bed is going to get some mycorrhizae in the hole with the plant, and then the other half of the bed is going to get the Gorilla Grow that I had another episode on. And then in addition, each hole is also going to get the Dino Grow, which is the fulvic acid and the humic acid supplement, as well as another scoop of rock dust, because it is so good. Actually, it could be like pixie dust. Look at that. All right, so let's go over and we'll go down the line and we'll tell you all the different varieties of peppers. So we got all these peppers laid out. We had to go through all the different varieties I bought. I just buy so many plants, and we will plant these out at another time. But we're gonna also we're gonna go through the line and share with you what we're planting out. So we're gonna start down over here, and we have 2 jalapeno peppers, and next we have more jalapeno peppers. So we have 4 jalapeno peppers. I like jalapenos; they're definitely good. Next we have 2 Anaheim peppers, 2 chili rellenos, and some of these are different, all bought at different nurseries, so some are taller than others, some are actually even flowering now. The next ones we have are red cherry bomb peppers. So these are a small pepper that are hot and spicy. So we're planting a variation of spicy and sweet peppers. This is another 2 more red cherry bomb peppers. I like the smaller peppers because they seem to yield more per plant instead of the big bell peppers. You might get a couple big bells on there, and then you're waiting them to ripen up, unless you like the green unripe peppers. And the green unripe peppers, they don't digest too well for us, and so I encourage everybody to wait till their peppers fully ripen up, and then they're the sweetest and they're gonna be the best for us. So these are in the Solanaceae family, the nightshade family. So we're not supposed to eat unripe nightshades, because it can maybe not be so good for us, but people do it all the time because they eat the green peppers. And one of the interesting facts I heard is that if you do pick a pepper and it's green, the plant will continue to make more, but if you pick them when they're fully ripe, I don't know, it might not. So maybe that's why green bell peppers in the stores are always at least half the price or less than the reds, orange, and yellows. So let's go on. Let's see, over here we have yellow bell peppers, and 2 of those. Go down here, we have 2 more yellows, and down over here we have some pimento sweet peppers. I really like the pimentos. They're a nice smaller sweet pepper, and they seem to ripen up pretty quick. Let's see, 2 more pimentos. Here's another one. It's a hot pepper muslato islito. Let's see, we have 2 more red hot cherries, Santa Fe Grande peppers. Let's see, here's a hot banana pepper and another hot banana and a Pablo ancho pepper. And now these are 2 Italian sweet peppers, Fresno chilies, going back 2 Serranos hot peppers or chilies, and then 2 gypsy peppers. Let's see, 2 yummy bell peppers. And then now we have some ones that we don't have matching sets of. So we have a sweet banana, so we already have the hot banana. And this is actually called a sweet pepper giant Marconi. And then we have 2 red beauties and a sweet artist pepper, a sweet banana bill pepper. And then we have a pepper pimentina, red hot cherry. And then now we have this other one. This is my first pepper that's actually flowering and actually making a fruit here. And check it out, this is so early. So actually this is one that overwintered in our greenhouse and came up and is now fruiting. So hopefully we're gonna get it in the ground and it'll continue to fruit, and I don't know what variety it is. So those are all the peppers that we're planting here. And you know, I really love peppers. And the other question is, John, what are you gonna do with all those peppers? Well, that's a good question, I'm glad you asked. What I like to do with the peppers, especially the hot peppers, what they're really good in is of course using them fresh in salsas and salad dressings and, you know, everything else. You could dehydrate them, but what I like to do is I like to dehydrate my hot peppers. And even some of the sweet peppers, you know, if I have extra ones that I'm not eating fresh, I'm gonna dehydrate those and then save them, much like I would save my sun-dried tomatoes, and I use them in the winter. So usually when I make something in the blender, like a salad dressing that I make fresh in the blender, I'll put like just 1 hot pepper without the seeds, because if you put the seeds in there too, that's actually the hottest part of the pepper. It'll really just be too hot. So I take out all the seeds and then I'll dehydrate them, and I'll have sun-dried peppers. And you know, those are great to use in recipes for a hint of flavor. So you'll get some very intense and unique flavors with the different peppers by adding just 1 in. I mean, it'll be a really complex flavor that you can't get by just adding, you know, seasonings. And what you could do is, if you dry a whole bunch of, you know, chili peppers, for example, you dry the chili peppers, then you could dehydrate them and then powder them up, and then you have your own chili powders, you know, and you can make your own cayenne powders. So there's many things you could do with peppers. I love the peppers. I'm glad we're getting them planted out. So our last official day of frost is April 15th, and today is April 15th. But you know what? There's a small probability, because the record lows have actually been in the frosting. With global warming and everything, I think that's working to our advantage, and we're not going to get too cold. But we're going to use a frost protection blanket. So we'll show you at the end that when we have it all set up, what it looks like. But this is basically a frost protection blanket, and it's a polypropylene floating row cover. So this protects basically about 4 extra degrees. So this will give us a margin of error. So if it does even get, you know, fairly cold, this will protect it just a little bit more. So I think with the protection, I think we're going to be fine. And you know, hopefully within 60 to 70 days, I'm going to be eating some good peppers. Okay, so we got all our pepper plants planted out the other day, and we don't yet have the drippers set up to drip on each plant. So I'm actually just hand watering. And we are officially past our frost date here. Although, you know, you never know if, you know, we're just 1 day past our frost date. You never know if you're going to get frost still. So what we did was, we're using this fabric cloth that you saw, and we basically, all we do is we're just laying it out over the top. So we put these bamboo stakes and some wood up, just to kind of, you know, keep it so that it doesn't crush the plant. This stuff is really light, and this will give us about 4 extra degrees of frost protection. So basically we just drape it over the top there, and then all we do is we're just taking some of these paver stones, some extra pieces, and we're just securing it down. Now I like this stuff because, you know, it gives you, as I said, a 4 degrees extra protection, but also it's permeable. So the sunlight, like 70% of the sunlight, could still get through, and you know, the water could still get through, because it is still, you know, it's still been raining here. It's probably going to rain in a couple days, but yeah, still lets the water through and the sunlight through, and so it won't really burn your plants unless it gets above like 80 degrees, which, you know, I don't think it's going to be above 80 anytime soon. So we might keep this on a couple weeks to, you know, make sure the plants don't frost, and in case there is any leftover frost, I'll still have my bell pepper plants or pepper plants. So we planted, you know, you saw the different ones we planted, over 20 varieties, and they're mixed sweet and hot peppers. And this also helps to reduce, you know, bugs from getting in there as well. All right, so I'm just gonna finish putting this back up. So this is John Kohler with GrowingYourGreens.com. We'll see you next time.